Dear audience online, this was supposed to be the festive opening of our festival Spile Me #2, Artistic Manoeuvres for the Digital Present. But as anyone else in Berlin, Germany, Europe, and most of the countries in the world, in order to prevent a rapid spread of the coronavirus, we are suspending our program until 19th of April for the time being. As you can see, I'm alone here in the HAU Hebbel am Ufer, apart from a small technical and supporting staff. Thank you, guys. But even if cultural events can no longer take place physically in these times, we try not to shut down our joie de vivre and our lust for reflection, which both are so connected to our work here in the theatre. Even under these new circumstances, we at HAU don't want to abandon the idea of the public, the idea of the theatre as a meeting place. We can't just let the virus separate us. Let's use our existing potentials to create viral solidarity for art and life. As we were putting together the program for Spile Me #2 over the past year, we still had no idea what new relevance the introductory text for our festival would have today. I quote, "We have arrived in the reality of digital transformation. Life with screens, apps, and algorithms influence our behavior, our attention, and our desires. Meanwhile, the idea of the public space and of democracy is being reorganized by digital means," end of quote. Taking a closer look at the political and ethical dimensions of technology, a feeling of powerlessness and excessive demands could easily arise. How could we as a society deal with the fact that individual and social empowerment over data seems unrealistic? Or that data protection and genuine digital competence is still a privilege? An important question for the whole festival program was, how can we initiate a discussion that takes away our feeling of helplessness and, even more important, shows us possible actions and ways out? But then we had to change our plans. Over the past 9 days, it's unbelievable that it's only 9 days, we have been thrashing out new artistic maneuvers for the digital present with our festival artists whose contribution could be adapted to an online version only. Unfortunately, the theatre and dance stuff never really works without the physical presence of the performers, staff, and audiences. And that's precisely why we love it, of course. But as this festival was also about thinking about the theatre in the digital future, we are proud and happy that we can offer different online formats which will, in a transformed way, take you on a journey on the artist's maneuvers, on the artist's artistic maneuvers. Thank you, Digital Feminism, New Frontiers, James Bridle, Jonas Staal and Jan Vermon, for having put so much effort in thinking and rethinking again and again, as the situation changed every day, your project in an online version only. Kick-off now in a minute, as planned, is the lecture of James Bridle, specially prepared for Spile Me #2. Instead of traveling to Berlin, he recorded his lecture at his home in Greece, which gives it a very special quality, you'll see. Why are we so obsessed with a technology that could control or destroy us? And what about the hype around artificial intelligence? In the first part of his lecture, James Bridle analyzes these questions starting from his book, New Dark Age, Technology and the End of the Future, a central inspiration for our festival and published last year also in German. Then he proposes some maneuvers for the future, with which we can start immediately, here and now, especially now, as we are extremely dependent on our digital tools. What type of technology do we use? Do we want to use? What might we learn from other intelligences, from animals, plants, and ecological systems? So no, he does not talk against technology. Instead, he pleads for a more thoughtful engagement with technology, coupled with a radically different understanding of what can be thought and known about the world. I think that the research on other intelligences, like James Bridle does, is able to show us very interesting ways of thinking and new ways of seeing, if you wish. We need new accomplices. This rethinking of our relations between us and our environment is one big maneuver out of the digital darkness. We invite you to visit our free Spy on Me online program. Have a look at our website for the specific screening times. For every program, we have a kickoff, so we can still gather together in front of our screens at the same time, to keep the idea of conviviality alive. All videos will remain, however, available on the HAU YouTube channel, unless otherwise stated. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see or hear each other's direct reactions in these times. But we and the artists would be pleased if you send us something back, whether by mail, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. For now, I wish you an inspiring hour with James Bridle. After his lecture, you can see his most recent film, fes-tival, also part of Spy on Me #2. Stay tuned also after the 19th of April, and take care.